Let me give you an idea how you can take something that won't cost you anything and help you teach spiritual truth. Now remember this, you have to think ahead and plan this. Now I found that most folks get newspapers, or a lot of them, and they usually save the old ones or put them aside somewhere. So if you can think ahead enough time, you can have a few of these for every one of your students. And this is one of the ways you can get them involved in the development of your lesson. Now I use the idea of growing in God. So I started working with the newspaper, and I was amazed what you could do. So what you want to do is very lightly and carefully, you start rolling up your newspaper, and I say we want to make something that we can see it grow. Then when you get the second one, you want to put it a little inside the other one so they'll all go together. And the idea of using newspaper is this is something that sometimes you want to use something but it's too expensive, you can't afford it. Well, the newspaper, you already have them and they're free of charge, and you thought ahead of time and you developed this. And I used this when I presented it as the idea of having, we're growing spiritually. So I used this paper as an idea how we could grow. Once I got, each student took his, and what amazed me, and I was in a class in Bogota, Colombia, we took this and developed this idea. And you wouldn't believe the tremendous flowers or trees that the students made. And once we got them put together, and I took them, each one, and let them start developing them, it's amazing what it can happen as they see them begin to grow. In fact, some of my students had some of these that were reaching the ceiling in a room that was very, very tall. But what you get in this is you can talk about spiritual growth and get them all involved with this, because they each have their newspapers. You get a stack for each one. That's why you have to think ahead about this. But then they can do that, and they're involved. They're doing the lesson, helping to grow and thinking of blossoming out and growing and having leaves and all of this. This would give you something different, some variety for the development of your lesson, and they can take part with you in that. Get them involved. Do something different. Don't always do the same thing in your class. You find you'll have a lot of fun, and your students will have fun because they're actually involved in doing the lesson themselves too. God bless you, my teacher.